Okay, so not so really quick, but somewhat really quick. I want to discuss rapport and working with your subjects. And I think this is the most important skill in photography over lighting, technical, everything else like that. I think rapport with your subject is that's what's going to make or break you. Period. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. If your subject's awkward and you don't have a rapport buildup when you start shooting, it's just never going to work. You'll never have it. You may be technically perfect on your lighting and technically perfect on everything else, but that person doesn't feel or look comfortable in the photos because they feel awkward during the shoot. So this skill, from the second they walk in the door, I know a lot of you are like very shy or awkward, or it's tough for a lot of people. Myself, I can talk to anybody, it doesn't matter. I could literally go up to a stranger in the middle of the street and start talking to them and carry on a conversation. Now, on the opposite side of that, if I'm in a crowd, I'm uncomfortable. I hate crowds. I'm like, I go to a party, I'm a wallflower. But one-on-one, I can talk to anybody and carry on a conversation with anybody. And I wasn't always like this. It took practice. I mean, literally, forcing yourself to go up to strangers is weird, I know that. But even if you're doing a walk by and somebody walks by and say, hey, good morning, how are you? Oh, I love your shoes. It's a icebreaker. You just keep walking, but it's still, you did it. You made the effort to say hello to somebody. That will help in the studio, believe it or not. The next thing, carry on conversations. Like, I would rather literally carry on a half-hour conversation and shoot for 15 minutes to get great 15 minutes of photo. Most of the people that I shoot, the subjects, I know pretty much a lot about them. I know what they would love to do. If they're in school, I know what classes they love, what classes they hate. I know what their friends and them do in their spare time. I get to know them and I actually listen. So you can't just rattle through the questions or, just to say, oh, I asked them about this, I asked them about that. And you really actually need to care what the answers are, because that will carry you through. And something as simple as what's your favorite class? Okay, so what? It's math. I'll start shooting, doing lights. So math. Why do you like math? I hated math. And then you're bringing them to that. What do you do in your spare time for fun? What do your friends do? You need to build that rapport. And they will know if you give a shit or not. If you're just running through questions just for the hell of it, they will know. The next step, really critically important, the 1, 2, 3 that everybody does. Okay, ready, 1, 2, 3, click. No, everybody does something in photos, especially people that don't do this all the time, and then they have to come in the studio. It's like going to the dentist for some people. So, like when you count to 3 to take that shot, it's like saying, hey, 1, 2, 3, freeze up, or 1, 2, 3, clench your jaw. So I'm not sure why photographers do this. I don't know if it's they think it's going to help with a blink or so. I just don't get it. And I know some subjects go, hey, tell me when you're going to shoot. If you have that rapport, you won't need to tell them when you're going to shoot. They'll know when you're going to shoot, because literally you do make that kind of connection. So rather than going 1, 2, 3, shoot, build up the rapport, and don't put them in the frame of 1, 2, 3. Now you can freeze up and I'm going to take a picture and you're going to look like you normally do, because it won't work. Okay, I'm going through these as quickly as I can, but they're really, really important. Posing. Now, how like some of the poses that we do are, they're awkward. They're weird actually, because people normally don't stand this way or don't lean this way or don't turn this way. So for us, we know how good the photo is going to look when we do this. But for the person that's in front of you, they're like, God, this feels so awkward. I don't ever do this. If you don't explain what you're doing and why you're doing it, like I will literally explain when I tell a model, hey, turn this way. Well, this thins you out up front. I don't care. Like, I don't care if you have to say, not that you need thinning, but it shapes your body more. Now, if you bend your knee and pop that hip, okay, well, it's going to give you curves where you are supposed to have curves. Say it a little bit more delicately than I'm telling you right now. But explain it to them. Explain why you're doing it. And even the awkward pose. Let's try this. It's going to be a little awkward. It's going to feel awkward, but I'm going to show you right after to see how it looks. Take the photo, go over to it, and show it to them. See, do you see what I'm trying to do? Yes, okay, well, if we move this a little bit more, if you're explaining it to them, if you're telling them what you're going to do, it's not going to feel so much awkward for them, and they're not going to be thinking in their head while you're taking this picture, what the hell is he doing? This is so weird. It works, I promise you. Anyway, I just wanted to go over briefly, this part of the photography process because I think it is so important. And I think the great photographers have this skill level down. Like, I'm convinced it's the most important skill level you can have in our business. So no matter what you have to do or how you have to do it, whether it's strangers on the street or just bringing people in, just practice rapport. Care about people enough to listen to what they say when you're asking questions about them. And stay on a subject they care about. Don't talk about yourself on the things you care about, because honestly, they don't care. They're just too nervous about getting their photo taken and them looking good. Okay? I will actually ask people, like, what do you hate about yourself? I want to hear this stuff so I can say, this is what I have to fix in the photo so it doesn't, stick out and they don't hate it anymore. Do it with some respect and some kid gloves, but get all this stuff out. Discuss it, talk about it, and then go back to something fun. Like, what kind of games do you play? What kind of music do you listen to? This stuff works. Anyway, here's a shoot really quick. The young lady that I'm shooting, I've been shooting for years. She is so awkward. Not a bad awkward, but she just doesn't know how to pose. And she needs me to pose her, and I'm not a poser. I'm not a person to go, okay, do this, do that, move the arm this way. I don't like that. I just like natural photos. So we're always at an impasse. Now, we have great rapport. We have no issues. We get along great. We both have fun during the shoots because it's a challenge. But moving her just a little bit and then discussing and talking about anything, and then she starts moving on her own naturally, and then I go, oh my God, hold it. That's a great pose. Don't move. And it works, but it takes a little bit longer. So anyway, here's the shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below. But work on rapport, work on people skills. Like, really, it is so important. Get those people skills down, and your photography is going to go up to here really quickly.
Well, this is a little bit of a lengthy end to this video. When my subject first comes in, especially someone that's awkward or someone that's new, I usually don't even have them change. I just say, get in front of the backdrop and let's shoot some quick photos. And you can see she's stiff here. So, my first couple of photos are just throwaways, but it kind of relaxes them, gives us a time to talk, gets her a little comfortable. Again, you can see how tight and stiff she is with the posing, because it takes her a while to warm up. And like I said, I shoot her quite a bit. I've shot her before. We've been shooting for years. But she's just not a great poser. And there's a lot of people like that. So this, first part of the sitting is very, very important, just to, come on in, throw your stuff down, hop down there. And you can use anything. Hey, I just want to check the lights, or I just want to shoot for fun. Now, you saw in the beginning of that, I didn't use lights. So I literally ease her in step by step to this shoot. Like, I'll just shoot some natural light shots. And like I said, these are all throwaways. It doesn't matter. And then I'll add in the flash. So it's not like this instant, oh, crap, I'm in a photo shoot. And for somebody that you've never shot before, this is great because, you can really ease them in steps. Just shoot a couple candids, turn on one light, get them used to it, ease them into it. Here I'm making her walk just because I want to loosen her up a little bit. I just want to make her laugh and relax and start enjoying herself in the shoot. Because literally, like, every time I shoot her, it's like the first time. So, once we get through this little ritual of, okay, I'm ready to shoot now, It's so much better. Now, she's going to have hair and makeup done, but before she even does that, again, I want to relax her for this, so she's, not in hair and makeup all stressed out about the shoot. This is going to put her into a relaxed state, and you can see already she's starting to relax. She's starting to ease into her posing. And then, with hair and makeup, I can go over, have a conversation with her, have some fun, and by the time she gets back over to shooting, she's so much better, and she's ready to shoot. And again, for new people, have the conversations, have fun, listen to what they have to say. It's really important. And you'll see, like, in the progression of your shoot with somebody that, that is tense or is tight, that this is going to help them quite a bit, ease into it and be more relaxed with you, because they have to be trusting with you, especially with those odd poses you want to put them in, or just, and not really, odd, but the poses that are going to be questionable, and questionable in the mind. If they trust you and trust what you're doing, they won't mind you putting them into different poses. And again, you always have to show them to them. Now, hair and makeup is so good for a shoot. It makes your life a lot simpler in the end. And you can, if you like the person or know the person that is doing the hair and makeup, you can say, hey, could you do this? Could you do that? Because you know what you like, and you know what's going to photograph well on the person. A lot of hair and makeup people, like the highlighter and stuff like that, it's too much. So, say, hey, I want more contour, give them lashes. Now, see, she hated this outfit. Like, this is a throwaway shot, but she hated the outfit, so I had to take a shot to say, hey, look what you look like in this. It's great. So that's another step that we had to get her over to get her relaxed more, because her mom picked out the outfit and she was just like, eh. And then when she saw the shots, I show them to her a few times, and then she's like, okay, yeah, I look good in this. And then the attitude changes on camera. I mean, it's an instant attitude change from that first shot to that second shot to this shot. Now she's confident. She knows she looks good. She can pose or led to be posed, and do much better job. Now, the hair was a big thing for her, so we always had to make sure that hair was up front for some of the shots. And this is one that didn't have the hair up front, but it does have a peak of it. And now this again, so she has hair and makeup done, and this is one of the first outfits we did. And she was like, I don't know if this, the hair is going to look good in this. It's going to look awkward because it's not like, it doesn't match the hair. So I literally had to show her the shots and ease her into it and say, okay, look, it looks great. The hair, the makeup, everything looks good with the outfit. So again, step by step. And once they're there, once they're confident saying, okay, yes, this does look good, or yes, I do look good, it's a lot easier. Now, this next dress, she absolutely hated. She's just nothing about it she liked. And, trying to convince somebody, I understand that it doesn't look good on you in the mirror, but we're going to make it look good in photos. So, she's young, so a dress like this with the big sleeves, it's just not her. So my first thing is to ease her into this again. Really quick shot, just stand, let's show you what it looks like. And once she saw what she looked like in it, again, just an instant turnaround. She was relaxed, she felt confident. Still not her favorite dress, but she did like the photos that we did with it. So anyway, I'm just adding. I apologize for not showing you more of the lighting and so forth that I'm using. Most of the setup was one light. This last setup with the dress, I closed the shade so it's dark in the studio, and I'm using 3 lights. The main light, a backlight for the backdrop with a green gel on it, and a hair light. And I turned the hair light really low because I didn't need that much of it, but I just wanted a tiny little kick. But the photos come out really good with this setup. And again, to reiterate, get to know the person you're shooting and talk to them and have a conversation. A lot of times you're not going to have that much time to do this, and you're going to have to befriend someone in two minutes, but it can be done. if you have a conversation, listen and talk about what they like, not what you like. Oh, this is literally, I couldn't find my reflector, so I threw 2 boxes on my posing table and threw a white scrim over it, and I'm using it for a fill. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoot, and I hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions, you can leave them below, but really work with your models, with your subjects, with whoever you're shooting. Get them relaxed, get them not afraid of that camera. Don't do the 1, 2, 3 count thing, because it just sets them up for 1, 2, 3 freeze. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the shoot.